The members, I trust you're all well and we are all good. Welcome back to another YouTube video. On today's video, we'll be doing what we always do when it's this time of the month. So this month, this day, we have today's the 12th already. I'm up all night, busy with some projects. It's 90 minutes to 2 a.m. the 12th of April, South African Standard Time. So today, we'll be analyzing and preparing for the in USD CPI numbers. So the inflation numbers are coming out later today around 2:30 p.m. South African time. So let's get into it. Looking at the USD dollar index, this is the dollar index uh, chart on the this is the dollar index chart on the weekly time frame. On the weekly, so I analyzed it and I just wanted to see the bigger picture. So I saw this low, I saw this low, I saw this low, and this demand zone has been a strong demand zone for quite some time. Every time price comes to this demand zone, it fails to break out of the demand zone. So price after so many weeks, it came back to this low. So with looking at the previous movements of this price, I could say that we could expect slightly something similar to occur on this move. We had this low, this low, this low. So price, I'm anticipating that from here, this is a third touch. From here, we could just, especially this week, if you can look at that week, the current week, it's a bullish candle, and this candlestick signals a message, pin bars. So we're looking from a strong demand. There are institutional traders or investors who are coming in to buy the dollar. So I'm looking for this in the long term. This is the weekly chart. So I'm looking for us to like move to the upside, impulse out of this 105, from there pull back, impulse to that target. I think we could sell from there. If we don't start to sell from here, we could sell from there, considering even that the Fed is still yet to increase rates. So this is what I'm anticipating. When we go to the smaller time frames, it's possibly less volume than this one, and it's not gonna take a long while to reach. It's actually gonna take a long while to reach this zone. Let me do this. It's actually gonna take a long while to reach that zone. You understand what I'm saying? Because this all candlesticks are on weekly, so it could take up to a month to reach this zone. You understand what I'm saying? But on the day or during the course of the week, it could take maybe, with the CPI coming, you to just hit this zone with just one candlestick on the daily. You understand? So this is what I'm looking at it. You can take a screenshot and look at this dollar index. Let me jump to the forex currencies, or I could say the forex pairs. Taking a look at the USDJPY on the daily time frame. So looking at this, the daily time frame, this, we have this current day opened. The day just opened. There's not much volatility. It's Tokyo session. So the previous day, Monday, right? Monday. So Monday went down, pulled back, and impulsed close to the pin bar. If you can see this candlestick here. So usually when we get such a candlestick, it signals there's gonna be some sort of a movement. Look at this one. There was a huge movement from there. Look at this one. There was a huge movement from there. Look at this one. There was some movements later during the time. Look at that one. There was a drop there. Look at this one. There was a move there. You understand what I'm saying? So usually when you get some candlestick like a pin by a doji, a shooting star, it signals a message that something big is about to happen. So with this candlestick closing this way, post CPI, it's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be something that is actually interesting. Let me not say a movie. So on the 4-hour time frame, I'm looking at this chart. So let me zoom out a bit. I hope you can see. So this price dropped. We had a demand zone here. Price respected the demand zone. I spoke about this demand zone on the previous weeks. This was NFP. I took a signal here. I made profits within seconds or 6 minutes. If I held, I could have made even more than thousands, but I couldn't hold. I just wanted to scalp. price pulled back, tested the previous breakout of the NFP, and then from there it shot up with this 4-hour candlestick. You see, from there price broke out of the zone, making it putting this pair on a buyer territory. Then it impulsed, broke out of this high, broke out of its supply zone, turning into demand zone currently. Impulsed, broke out of that high as well, just a bit, and then pulled back. So more buyers came in there. So from here, once it breaks out of this consolidative state, it will just continue with the uptrend, because price currently is on an uptrend. This was a pullback, so I'm looking just for maybe another pullback here, just to test or give out other buyers an opportunity to take in this opportunity, because sellers could even come in here because the price is high. So sellers could just come in and this price could just go down a bit, and then from here buyers could come in with the potential to take this price to the upside. So from this decline, from this minor pullback, we will hold up until 135.105. So if I get a successful position here, I could hold for the whole week, adjusting stop loss into profit. So this is what I'm anticipating on the USDJPY for the upcoming news events later today. Taking a look at the EURUSD on the 4-hour time frame, the EURUSD on the 4-hour time frame, with the dollar index bullish, or I'm anticipating the dollar index to be bullish. So here we had on the euro, we had a spike up here, impulse and a pullback. Price just impulsed out of there once, pulled back, and failed to break this zone ever since, and it dropped a bit during the course of the week, breaking out of this lows. So it showed me that this breakout was a signal of the market being in a sell territory. So we have a supply zone here, we have a supply zone there. So from here, with the dollar index pulling back, price could just even jump there just to test the previous high there. From there we could just take shorts and look to take this price to the downside, targeting 1.07880. You understand? So maybe the opportunity of selling could come here, that here you could take your first opportunity. If it fails and hit your stop loss, you could take another opportunity here, stop loss just above price, and the first target could be, for scalpers, the first target could be 1.08317, and medium term traders target could be at 1.07899. So this is what I'm looking at on the EURUSD. Remember, I can be wrong. Price could just spike, impulse out of that zone, pull back, and continue with the uptrend. But this has been a strong resistance, and we have a breakout that signaled the sell territory. The pound dollar, looking at the pound dollar on the 4-hour time frame. Let me take a look on the 1 hour. Yeah, let's work it on the 1 hour for today, just to look at it. Okay, it won't work, the screen is a little, but let's move. We work. Okay, we have a supply zone there, we have a supply zone. Price, we had a high here, price came in and impulsed up on the upside, creating a new high. Price pulled back in a corrective state. Later during the week, it broke out of this low. You see price consolidating, then eventually it broke out of this low, meaning there were sellers coming into the market. So this breakout signaled the breakout signal a sell territory. You understand, the market being in a sell territory. So this support, or the buyers that came in bullish engulfing, is not enough compared to the sellers who came in and broke out of the market. You understand what I'm saying? So this candlestick signals some sort of a movement coming. So price is still consolidating. We have a resistance here, we have a resistance there. So price could just, buyers could come in here and just take price to the upside, considering that the dollar is pulling back. Pound dollar could also pull back and sell from there, or just pull back a little bit halfway, and then from there it could just take sells, considering the sellers coming in at what time. You understand what I'm saying? So if they come in there, they could take more sell position. You could see the pound dollar dropping like a rock. So potential sells could be at $1.24803 region. From there we could target the first target at $123,444 region. On the USD CAD, some traders trade the USD CAD instead of the USDJPY on events. I do not sometimes, but they actually, because the USD CAD has less movement compared to the dollar on news events. So this one has been on a downtrend for quite some time, broke out of that consolidative state, since then dropped impulsive, and then tested the previous low, found support there, impulse to the upside, sellers came in fighting, and currently it's testing the previous breakout. Currently price testing a previous breakout, so I'm looking for a potential pullback to test this zone at 1.34179. From there we could see price pushing to the upside and targeting. First target could be at 1.35756. So it could buy, you could take your first opportunities here, if and stop loss, put it just below price. If price just hit your stop loss, take another opportunity from there. If it breaks out of there, because this is just trading, I'm not sure its probability, so it could tap and break out with an impulse pullback and just continue with that drop. But currently we have a strong demand zone and buyers just came into the market. On gold, the gold market, the gold chart, there are most traders who love to trade gold. Gold is risky compared to, it's a commodity, it's super risky compared to the forex pairs. So we have a supply zone here, price impulsed out of the demand zone, breaking out this high, impulsed pullback, and it failed to test the zone and just continue. But what happened, it broke out of this low, breaking out of this demand zone, it turning into a supply zone. From there it showed me that it's on a sell territory, giving me a sell signal. Price impulsed, tested this previous breakout, currently testing this breakout and closing a gap here, you understand? So I'm looking for it to just spike a little bit, taking out it's called a stop hunt, taking out the sellers who already came in into the market, and from there just dropping like a rock. The first target could be at 1950. The gold price is high, so I think we will need a bit of relief to test the previous lows and give sellers a chance and buyers to take some quite nice buys if possible. Okay, last but not least, we have the CAD event today as well at around 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. You guys should check it out if you're interested. So I thought to combine the CAD with the USD news. So the CAD is the interest rates decision, Canada interest rates decision, or the BOE Bank of King BOC Bank of Canada interest rates decision. So on the 4 hour, we had price breaking out of this consolidative state. Price broke out of there. Since then, it gave me a signal of buy territory. It became a buy territory, buy signal, since it impulsed taking out of this supply zone, turning it to a demand. Impulsed out of there, tested the supply zone, pulled back to test the previous breakout. From there it spiked and broke out of the consolidative state here. We had a high, impulse out of it. So currently we're just looking for a pullback. So price, when we get a pullback, we could put our stop losses just below the demand zone, and from there we're looking to take this price to the upside. Let me go to the 1 hour so you can see a smaller move on the time frame. So yes, so it's the Tokyo session, so we're still looking on the London session. Possibly price could pull back here, or if not here, you could take your first opportunity, stop loss here, expect price to go up. If not, it hit your stop loss, take another opportunity here, stop loss just below. If it fails, then there's nothing fun for to look at on that moment. We'll see on the next setups. So this is a potential buying opportunity on the CADJPY. This is it, guys, for this day, the 12 CPI, as well as the USD core CPI event, as well as the CAD Bank of Canada interest rate decision. Cheers.